Drawn by the historical significance and simplicity, many a tourist travels to Munich. Obviously lacking in something better to do, they flock to the city of delightful Bavarian and German heritage. But it is not always advised to follow the crowd. If they were to jump off a cliff, would you follow them? If you have a deep-seated love for beer, then you might actually be interested. Thousands of beer gardens lie all over this historical town. Beer gardens are simply outdoor cafes where people drink none other than beer. Tourists beware. Each beer garden is different. Some allow you to bring food, others frown upon it, and those that sell food either have a self-serve buffet, waiters, or separate tables for both. It is suggested that you simply watch around you and see what others do before you act. But no matter what, you must buy your own beer, which is always in surplus at these points of interest. Something very important that you might want to know before you go to Munich is that everyone speaks German. I know it might be surprising considering it's Germany of all places, but they do. So you might want to study up enough to get by. But don't worry, there's sure to be someone there who knows English to laugh at you in German because you're a tourist. A very popular traditional breakfast food in Munich is the Weisswurst, or white sausage. This is a delicious sausage served with a very sweet mustard sauce and pretzels. But before you dive in, may I inform you that it is coated with an inedible peel. There are ways to accomplish eating a Weisswurst. The one using silverware, and probably the more polite one, is to cut the peel down the middle as if you're gutting a fish, and rip it off with your fork or your fingers. The traditional way is cutting off the ends of the Weisswurst and sucking out the sausage. The most popular point of interest in Munich is the Glockenspiel in the new city hall in the Marienplatz. The biggest joke in the entire world, little figurines supposedly dance in the tower of the historical building as people watch in awe and confusion. I am drawn to believe that ancient Munichians made the Glockenspiel as a prank on tourists to build it up, make them watch it, and then laugh because they wasted 5 minutes of their life, and then offer them a beer. When you go, I advise that you go early and make sure you are in front. Then, as it starts, turn and watch the people watching the Glockenspiel, for I promise that will be much more rewarding. Another point of interest is the famous English gardens. With very picturesque views and lovely trails, having fun here is a walk in the park. Ha! Seriously though, after several minutes of hiking in this squirrel haven, you will wonder why you even bothered, if you are not already suffering from fatigue. But following the strong German heritage, there are many beer gardens there, so after your afternoon walk, you can have some Lowenbrau. A huge festival centered in Munich is the world-renowned Oktoberfest. Here again, beer lovers make yourself right at home. Oktoberfest can be easily summed up as a combination of a fair and a frat party. There are carousels and Ferris wheels for the children, and long tents filled with food and beer for the adults. Be wary, those interested, for reservations are made a year in advance, so those interested should plan ahead. Olympia Park and Olympia Stadium is another ceremonial point of interest. This truly awe-inspiring place, which hosted the 1972 Olympic Games, is beautiful to look at and deeply enthralling to research. If you have a chance while you visit here, visit the 31 Kalienstrasse in the Olympic Village. This was the place that figures in the infamous Munich massacre. 11 Israeli athletes and coaches were held hostage by the Black September terrorist group and were later killed. Since these hostages were Jewish and the idea of the Olympic Games being in Munich were to show Bavaria's new ties to East Germany, it made it rather ironic and even more tragic. Surely with this history, Olympia Park and Olympia Stadium will be at the top of your list of things to do in Munich. Bring the kids. Lastly, with all these adventures you may plan, there is always visiting the Nymphenburg Palace. Large carriages, crystal chandeliers, intricate paintings of the royal family. Are you asleep yet? It is often suggested that you spend all day here so you can see everything. Well, let me inform you, you're better off without. Unless you enjoy looking at rich people's grand things that they show off to you.